Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Power Washing the Power Hour with me and Sips.
Oh man, I forgot we called it the Power Hour. What a name
What a name.
for a thing, right? That's so
Yeah.
good. The Power Hour.
I wonder how many other things are named the Power Hour.
Tons probably, but none of them are as good as this.
Oh, yeah. No way. In fact, if I just YouTube Power Hour.
He's doing his research.
Yeah, we do the research.
We're doing it live.
uh, it is not what I expected. Wow. There's like,
It's got to be a lot of exercise stuff, right?
you would think, but it's a bunch of music.
Oh,
Yeah, like early 2010s Power Hour. There's Pitbull.
like
Uh,
powerful Christian rock.
Um, no.
No,
It's
okay.
90s to now. Britney Spears. You've got 2000
Oh,
hits Power Hour. It's just Pitbull and Britney Spears, honestly.
jeez. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not as
I didn't expect it.
No, not as big as I thought. I thought it was gonna be like yoga videos, like those like really intense cardio, like aerobics
Oh
videos and
yeah.
stuff. I thought it was gonna be all like tons of that.
However, when I put in Power Hour Yoga, we do get a bunch of it, as you would
Ah,
expect.
okay, right
Yeah,
there you
Power
go.
Hour Yoga class, 60-minute Power Yoga happy hour, Power
I
Hour
feel like
Yoga.
yoga and probably Pilates are things that you could do for an hour, right? Like,
Yeah, I think that's what
um,
it's like. A class is usually an hour, right?
right, yeah. So power hour works for that.
Yeah.
But like power wow hour power wower power hour of like spinning would be not it wouldn't work, right? Because nobody's gonna be like frantically biking on an exercise bike for a solid hour, right? Or maybe they will, maybe
There
they do,
definitely
I
will be
wouldn't.
some. I think
Yeah,
it's a little more rare 'cause it's a little more intense. There's
yeah.
definitely those people. It's the people on the bikes that are like you're driving and they're just like taking up the road.
Oh god,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
stand. I get it. They're just like, oh yeah, they acknowledge them as drivers on the road, and it's like, okay, I am, but I'm annoyed by it because like then
I want,
everybody's trying to pass them, and then that
yeah.
just like people in the other lane are just like, it's annoying.
I think that's fine though. I think it's okay to just be annoyed with somebody, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm glad that they're doing the things that they want to do,
yeah,
but I'm also allowed to just be annoyed at them for doing the things they want to do, like
exactly.
quietly. It's not like I'm not interrupting them or trying to put them off in any way, like I'm just quietly in myself annoyed.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
that's fine. I think that's fine.
yeah. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
I want them to be able to do that. I'm just like, hey, you
Yeah.
know what? If they want to bike, they're doing their thing, whatever. But yeah, I want to be annoyed by it because I'm like, this is giving me a minor inconvenience.
Yeah. I think like the older you get free passes for that kind of stuff, right? People
Yeah,
just expect you to be a bit grumpy. So
yeah,
you get annoyed by more stuff. You
yeah.
don't necessarily need to be vocal about it. You could just quietly be annoyed about it, but it
Hmm.
mounts up, right? And then one day you just go postal, I guess. I don't know.
They're like, guys, he's just old.
I'm
Just
just
old.
old. Yeah. I'm just really annoyed. Oh man.
Well, speaking of bikes, we got clean the dirt bike. That seems like a good warm up.
Oh yeah, this is an easy one.
Yeah.
You can close your eyes and finish this one.
Oh
It's so
yeah.
easy. Yeah.
All right. I forgot how to do this, so I just co-op on. Okay, co-op's on. I think you
Okay.
can join or I can invite you.
I see. I'm gonna join.
All right, good. Oh
There's
yeah,
a big pop-up that came up that said you are about to assist somebody in power washing, which is that's kind of nice actually, isn't it?
that is kind of
It's good.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
not every game does that. They don't
No, it's
alert
true.
you what
It's
you're
true.
about to get into.
Um, I think I've got money. Oh, do you know
Okay.
what? You can probably, if you press escape and you go to the little shop icon at the top, you can spend
Hmm.
some of your money on stuff,
Oh,
modifications and whatnot. Yeah.
cleaning
There's like
liquids.
skins. Yeah,
Ooh.
cleaning liquids, all sorts.
Oh yeah, you got clothes. Uh oh, where am
Oh
I? I'm
man, I'm
lost.
gonna buy it.
Oh, there it is. Oh wow, yeah, you can buy full-on suits.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy an outfit.
I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a skin for my. Oh, here we go. The Prime Vista 3000 Industrial Red.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
you know it's good because of how many words there are.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Am I wearing
Oh,
my outfit now? My green?
no, you're still blue to me.
Ugh.
What color am I?
You are pink.
Ah, okay, good. So if you press E and then along the top it says clothing, you should be able to change it there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. There we go. There it
Now
is.
you're green.
Perfect.
Oh man, that's great.
That's great. What a game.
What a game.
Yeah, I've been craving some more power washing.
Yeah, it just gets better too. Like the later levels are really good.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it though.
Okay,
It's
good.
it's one of those ones that you just sort of, you want to just discover it all.
Yeah. And it seemed like people love the power washing. I think they just can't get enough.
Yeah, it's satisfying to watch though, right? It's kind
Yeah.
of like you ever go down those rabbit holes on like YouTube where you watch somebody paint something or like
Oh yeah.
you ever see those videos of like trades done really well, like those guys that do wall plastering or ceiling
Oh
plastering,
yeah. Yep.
but
Yep.
they're just like super experts at it and they make it just look like art.
Yeah. I watched this one guy. He finds old like tables and chairs and furniture, and he just redoes them. And he's
Oh,
just like, "Hey, welcome back. We're gonna be redoing it. I decided to put a 2x8 square nut into the right socket, and it didn't fit."
very, very technical. You bet his comment section is just full of like, actually, you don't want to use the 2.5 nut on that, idiot. I I read
Oh
20
yeah.
wikis about this.
I've also worked in the furniture field for 35 years.
Oh man,
It's
it's funny to think no matter what you do on YouTube, probably your comment section is the same as anybody else's, right? Like
oh
you
yeah.
could just be, you could just be the goddamn best at something, and you'll still have like the armchair generals trying
Yeah.
to trying to tell you that you're doing it all wrong and stuff.
Yeah, you got the
Not that I have any
armchair.
experience on that side. I mean, I'm not good at anything, but
Yeah, you got the armchair quarterbacks no matter what it is. It's just it's
yeah, they're out there. They exist.
especially with those types of things where it requires like an expertise. So, and everybody does it differently. So it's like you might do it one way and they do it a different way and they're like, "Oh, this is the way I've been doing it. You're doing it wrong."
Yeah, there's a lot of things where you don't necessarily have to do it a certain way, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's the saying? There's like many ways to skin a cat, which
Yeah.
is kind of weird.
It's kind
It's
of weird.
it's a kind of a weird saying, but I guess it's kind of true.
Yeah. Who came up with that?
I don't know, man. Who comes up with half of this shit? Like it's.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it's like all of these like weird old sayings and stuff. I must have heard them from like my grandparents maybe or my parents who heard it from my grandparents and generations back. But man, some of it really doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
oh yeah, we're on the playground now.
oh, beautiful.
More than one ways to skin a cat, meaning it says the oldest known use of the phrase dates back to 1854 in the work Way Down East or Portraitures of Yankee Life by Seba
Oh,
Smith. See, like I see those things and I'm like, oh, okay, but I don't know what any of that means.
no, I have no idea what any of that means.
Yeah. I think it was a different time. Like if we
Yeah.
went back then and we were just like, oh, poggers, dude, they'd be like, what the shit you just say? You know?
Lynch 'em, boys. You're dead.
He's a witch, burn.
Yeah, you're dead. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to pog
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, no
Not in
pogging.
those times. But,
Yeah, it's yeah, there's a lot of those weird phrases. But getting back to YouTube comments, man, I hate them.
yeah, I mean, I think you're
yeah.
supposed to though. I don't think you're meant to like them. I think there's like a time in your YouTube career where you can tolerate them. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's like the honeymoon period at work, right? Like
Yeah.
when you first started a job,
Mm,
you're good for like a couple of weeks, right? Because you
yeah.
don't know anybody. Everybody seems really nice. You're not too invested in the work or anything.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, whatever. And then the cracks start to show after a while, and then you're just like some jaded asshole. You've
Yeah.
only worked there for 2 weeks, but it feels like you've been there for like a decade.
Yeah. Like
I feel
the
like if you're a creator, that's your relationship with the YouTube comments, right? At
oh
first,
yeah.
it's probably like exciting because wow, somebody's watching my videos and trying to
Yeah.
interact with me and stuff. And then you quickly realize that I don't want anybody interacting with me.
Well, I think the bigger you get, the more a wider variety of comments appear. You know.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's like when you first start, you get some people in like, oh, yeah, nice job. And then your video grows and grows. There's always somebody. There's always going to
Oh
be
yeah.
somebody.
There's always
So
somebody. Yeah.
usually when I make a video, I do the algorithm thing of like, leave a comment on what you think about this thing. But I actually do enjoy reading those. So I'll like look at the initial comments. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
after that
Yeah.
initial period, I'd stop looking.
Yeah, if it's like your own call to action because you want to know something or whatever, that's different. But it's like you said, the armchair quarterbacks and stuff that you read a couple of comments and you're like, okay, whatever. But then like after 10 years of reading them, you're just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I don't need this.
Like, I
I don't need
remember
to read any of this
Hearthstone.
stuff.
Hearthstone, I was just playing, and some dude was like, how do you even breathe? With your like, your misplays are so bad. It's like, oh, man, I misplayed a card game, so I'm just, just that dumb.
Yeah. I kind of pride myself on being dumb. I think games are a lot more fun when you are dumb.
I agree.
You
I
get
100%
like
agree.
that wonderment, everything feels so fantastical, right? Because
Yeah.
you're just like, holy shit, I'm dumb. And they've let me loose in the candy store,
Yeah.
That's
Because,
what it's like.
what happens when you're good at a game? It's just you compete with the other good people on who's, like, better. And they're just like, oh, he didn't min-max his defense. He's dead
Yeah.
to, like, one attack. Like, okay, cool. But if I just do it and have RNG fun, then I'm always having fun.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you're not having fun, you just go off and you're not invested in it, right?
Yeah.
You have one bad game where you're like, yeah, I didn't really like the RNG in that one. Oh well,
Yeah.
time to go outside and touch some grass, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
You don't have to sit there and hone your craft at a game, and
No.
then once you get good at it, people stop playing it.
yeah, exactly.
Just play whatever you want, like power
Yeah.
washing.
So see, it does pay off to be dumb sometimes.
Yeah. No, I
It
agree.
really does. Yeah.
But you just get a couple comments that are like, man, this guy is dumb.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's funny seeing those in real time too, like when you're streaming.
Yeah.
Like you actually see it happening, and you're just like, wow, gosh,
Oh, yeah.
this guy is really upset at my gameplay.
Yeah, those are always the most interesting with the stream comments. They just pop in like, what the shit is this guy doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
You do get people like that hate watch as well, right? Like that's
Oh, yeah.
definitely a thing.
Usually I ban them, but
Yeah.
like I used to be like, oh, whatever, I'll deal with it. And now I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just
I'm not
banning them.
dealing-
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I think it only takes so much, like
Yeah. I used to get it more when I would do, like, when TB was around, we did, like, co-optional and stuff. And then I'd be on the
Yeah.
co-optional. They'd be like, oh, not another Crend optional podcast. These are the worst. And I'd be like, oh, all right.
You're like, you just go like full Pillsbury Doughboy with it.
It's, but what are you going to do? And the thing is, whenever people get mad or upset, when you see a YouTuber or streamer be like, God, people are just the worst. It's always just one comment. It's never like a bunch of them. It's just one.
No, yeah.
So
There's
they'll
always
read,
one that
like there's always for the people that like you, like, hey, don't listen to the haters, man. They're gonna hate and whatever. And then there's one guy that's like, this guy has a big head. Like, oh,
big heads. Yeah, I know. It's always like that one comment that kind of sticks out, right? Like,
yeah,
and sometimes it's something just really, really dumb, but like you kind of just take it to heart.
yeah.
And you can't stop thinking about it. I've been rewatching Seinfeld, and I just watched I don't know if you watched a lot of Seinfeld, but the episode where Jerry's dating the masseuse that
No,
won't
I
give
haven't
him a
seen a lot of
massage.
Seinfeld. I've just seen episodes here and there.
Okay, so he's dating a masseuse, and but she won't give him a massage. Like
Right.
she, Kramer pays for her to have a massage. She has a massage. She's like raving on about it and stuff. So most of the episode is about this. But at the start of the episode, George is dating a woman, and they go on a double date. So Jerry, the masseuse, George, and his girlfriend, because George wants to show his girlfriend what he's like outside of a relationship, like
Yeah.
socially, like a window into non-dating George,
Right.
like that's what he calls it, sort of thing. So they're at this meal or whatever, and George and the masseuse, Jerry's girlfriend, just like aren't getting along very well at all, and George becomes like obsessed with it. Like he can't handle the fact that somebody doesn't like him.
Right.
So much so that he's like attracted to her like, by the end of the episode. And it's a little bit the same as like a nasty comment, right? Like
Yeah.
you can almost let yourself become obsessed with it, even though it doesn't deserve to be obsessed over, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just your ego just can't handle the fact that somebody doesn't like you, or
Yeah.
feels the need to criticize your gameplay
Yeah.
or whatever. It's I don't know. There's some similar. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but
Yeah. No, I get it.
there's some similarities, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say I've gotten pretty thick skin over the years. I remember initially I was like, but that's like anybody. Like when you first expose yourself on the internet to thousands of people, not like expose like, hey, look at me, but
No,
just
like a
creating,
flasher,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's only if it's like a specific. There's like this guy has like they'll just do like some real in detail specific insult, which only it happens like once a year. It hits, and I'm like, yep, there it is. And you just like take
Yeah.
a few hours to be like, all right, how's
You
their
got-
life? They're probably upset. They're probably maybe they're in a bad place in life. They just got a vent, whatever.
Oh man, imagine you got that insight though, and you found out that he's like a good Samaritan, and he's like
Yeah,
helping people over the phone every night, and his wife bakes like the brownies for church group and everything.
yeah.
I got this guy all wrong.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, this guy's probably just a lonely loser, and he's just some rich guy with a great life. Just happens to
He's
just
super
really
popular.
hate your content.
Like, he's just, oh man, just like in some bizarro world. It's weird. I don't know if you get this, but like you were saying before about like the co-optional and stuff.
Yeah.
Group content is different, right? Like
Yeah.
you can kind of take comments about you in solo videos, right? Because you're
Yeah.
kind of like you're expecting it in
Yeah.
some ways, right? You know what you're doing, and you kind of are somewhat in tune with your actual audience that is there for you
Right.
doing solo stuff. But it's harder to take when you get criticism when you're on something else, right?
Yeah.
It's not yours, because you're turning up to something and you're just hoping that people, enjoy you being there.
Yeah.
And then if one person doesn't, it's like it hits harder, right?
Yeah.
I feel like.
And they might not mesh with your personality. 'Cause they're watching the streamer because they have a personality they like. So if you have a different personality, they might not like that.
Yeah.
They're like, this sucks. Or like,
But
who's
then
this
you're
guy?
worried. You're worried too that the person who invited you might see that comment, and like
Yeah.
in your mind, like you just think, oh shit,
Yeah.
what if
You're
he
just-
never invites me back?
God, I hate Sips on power washing.
I hate that guy. I want just Crendor on the power hour. Who is this other guy? I would take that to heart for sure.
Oh yeah, but I think especially with a lot of like community events and stuff, a lot of times you almost get hive mind things. Like if the streamer's like, God, this person in the game's being annoying, and they're like, that's just dumb idiot guy. He's always a big dumb idiot. Like they're like, yeah, he's a big dumb idiot. It's like a big hive mind mob that just forms, and you're just like, all right, guys, we form our own opinions instead of just a little hive mind. All right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The another weird thing as well is like how people choose to be when they join like a group content too, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you've done a lot of group content.
Oh, yeah.
Gaming with people over the years and stuff. But the one thing that I feel like is kind of a tried, tested, and true thing that'll always work is if you turn up and you just try to like work with people and stuff, you probably won't get any flack for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're like a team player and you're not trolling and stuff like that,
Yeah.
most people will just be like, "Oh, great, you know, he was really good. He was nice. It was good that he was there,
Yeah.
whatever." But occasionally you get people that think it'll be, you know, like they feel like they have to stand out or whatever, right?
Yeah, they try to impress everybody.
Yeah, so they'll, you know, they'll either make jokes that you know kind of hit or don't really hit, or they try to like troll or whatever. And
Yeah.
I find those people always end up getting it the worst, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like they're going on a date and they're trying to impress her, but they're just like, oh, what if I just I gotta do my negs or whatever. Like, oh, you like bird watching? I hate birds. They suck. Oh, okay.
God, fucking got a bird watcher here. What the hell?
Which, by the way, dating. I'm so glad I'm married and don't have to date because
Oh man,
I feel like dating now seems even worse than it used to be. Like back then, you'd like, oh, I'll make my online dating profile, or I'll go out into the world and be like, hello.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
now it's just like you got all these apps and like I don't know.
How old were you when you met your now wife?
I was 23.
Okay, that's pretty good actually. That's
Yeah.
still not like. I don't think 23 is adult, right? Like it's technically adult, but like
I was
feasibly you could still be living at home with your parents and stuff
Yeah.
at 23, right?
I
Like,
was
especially nowadays.
I think I'd been living alone for a year, and I definitely was I was still a kid, like mentally.
Yeah.
I would say. I don't think I was
Sure.
like officially. I wouldn't consider myself an adult until like 27 or 8. Whenever I got the gallbladder out, that was the year that that was the year. My body started falling apart. Just I was like, dude, what happened? I couldn't eat things anymore. I was like, I used to be like, I could eat anything. Now I'm like, that pizza grease hurt my tummy, and I have to lay down.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah.
geez.
It's learning to live with sudden limitations.
Yep.
That really is like a rite of passage for getting old, right? No,
Yep.
but so you wouldn't have been like. I feel the worst is when you're like in your 30s and maybe you've had like other serious relationships, or
Yeah.
maybe you're even divorced or whatever, and you're dating. I feel like that's got to be the worst. Like,
Oh yeah.
I've never had to do that because I mean I've been with my wife's like we've known each other since we were 18, so like
Oh wow.
when we got married and everything, we kind of did like a lot of our growing up together,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing, which is good. Like,
Yeah,
well, for
that's
us,
kind of
it
what
was
we
good.
did too.
Yeah, and I think it's nice because I got to avoid dating, as an adult,
Yeah.
which I would have been hopeless at. Like I just,
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
so
agree.
glad I didn't have to do that.
Not at you being hopeless, but me also being hopeless.
No, I mean you can agree at me being hopeless as well.
Well, yeah, I can agree with that too.
I just feel like it'd be so awkward, you know,
Yeah.
because mostly you just got to kind of do adult things too, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, you
go out
just,
for dinner or like to a show or
yeah, and it's
mean,
like
what
the
kind of-
template. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, we got the dinner. How's a nice dinner? You want to go out on another date?
you want to eat again in front of each other sometime.
Yeah, it's just I like not having to ever do that. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know like about you, but like we've been married a while, like, and because we have kids and stuff,
Mhm.
going out for dinner is just something that doesn't happen. You know, like we don't
Yeah.
really. It's not like a destination for us. You know, like
Right.
it's more of a necessity. You know, like if we're out somewhere and we're just starving,
Oh
and
yeah.
we have to eat somewhere, we will. But like I don't know. Like we've never really like been like into doing like datey things either. You know, like
Hmm.
just kind of like sit at home and watch TV a lot.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, we do
Yeah,
that,
I think it's
but
pretty good. Yeah.
we'll occasionally go out, but it's like dinner and stuff. It's more like once every couple of weeks or something. It's like not a common thing.
No.
I think a lot of people when they first start dating is when they got all the chemicals running through their head, You know, they're
Yeah.
just like, I love this person, but really, part of it's just your oxytocin and your serotonin and your onin, ronin, and your whatever other
Ronin and
things. Yeah, I
yeah,
feel like you gotta wait at least like 2 years. You know.
for all of that stuff to just like subside, and then you
Yeah.
can just. That's when you bust out the track pants, right?
Yeah. You bust out the track
Okay.
pants. You start being like, you know, do I still enjoy being around this person? Because then you just kind of become friends. On top
Yeah.
of, you're
Yeah.
not just doing it because you're like, God, the brain chemical. Like you're just like, yeah, I like being around you.
Yeah. I like getting. I think getting to that point's great though, right?
Yeah.
Like where you're just really comfortable and you don't. There's no like big formalities or anything, anymore. Like, hey, you can still like choose to do stuff, but it's not super required, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You'd have to be like, would you like to like, do this
Yeah.
thing and maybe we can talk some more?
well,
Yeah.
can I buy you a box of chocolates for this special
that's-
occasion, please?
Plus, yeah,
I
it's
guess-
like you said. I like where you like grow together, so you kind of
Yeah.
both change as people, and then But when you date when you're older, I think it's more like you're like, who are you and who am I, and let's see if that works out. I guess.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more sort of natural social compromises that come from that too, right? Like,
Yeah.
Because I'd say like with me and my wife, we're not so different, but different enough kind of thing, right? Like
Right.
I don't always agree with everything she says, and
Yeah.
likewise as well. But I like that, Like
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're not just the same person.
Yeah.
Like she has hobbies that are nothing like mine. Like she's not into gaming or anything.
Yeah.
I play lots of games. Like
I think it's
just
good.
stuff like that. Like I'm glad that like even though we've been together for a long time and we've grown together and stuff, we're not just the same person either.
Yeah. I think that's healthy too. So I don't think
Yeah.
you should. People make it seem like, oh, we got to have all the similar interests. Like you only need a couple.
Yeah. Just a couple.
Yeah. Just a couple.
I've never been envious of like like you go to BlizzCon and like like you could like a couple are dressed up as like Jaina and Thrall together,
Right.
and like they're both like mega fans or whatever, and you think, oh, it's kind of cool actually, it's sweet and stuff, but I'm glad that's not me. I'm glad I just have my own thing to enjoy, like
Yeah. You do
kinda
need your own thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like your getaway, your self time.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, some people just like work on their car or like
Oh yeah.
hit up the wood shop or whatever.
Yeah. It's those people who post those videos and make comments on other people's
Yeah.
videos.
I just pretend to power wash things in a video game.
I always, going back to the people that comment about like, you didn't use the right bolt on that one. I always like to picture them writing the comment. So I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are they on their phone? Are they on their laptop? Are they like outside working on something? And they're like, I gotta look up a video, and they look it up, and they're like, I need the comment. This is just so wrong.
They gotta be doing something else at the same time, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
no way anybody is investing all of their time and effort into writing that comment. At least
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. So I've never felt that. I've never felt the urge so badly that I have to like write a comment. Like, I gotta
me
say
neither.
what I need right now.
You think that's a generational thing, though? I always thought that it
Yeah.
was something to do with it being a generational thing. Because, like, when I went to high school and stuff, the internet was around, but it wasn't as commonly used as it is now.
Yeah.
And certainly there wasn't social media or anything back then either,
Yeah.
right?
You had like forums.
Yeah, and but those forums were like often closed, like private networks.
Yeah.
Like we had forums like at our school, but it was like there was like this kind of like, it was like a web portal, but it was like an internal
Yeah.
thing. It wasn't accessible from the outside,
Yeah, exactly.
and nobody used it as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like completely dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had that too, actually.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm less inclined to respond, like, or leave a comment or do anything like that, because it just, I never would have, like
Oh my
growing
God.
up. Like,
You
we
think-
just didn't have it.
You think the YouTubers like us have molded that generation from just being like, guys, comment below, and then you're 8 years old, you start commenting, and then you're like
Yes.
16, and then you still comment because you've just been
Yeah.
told your whole life, like, comment.
Yeah, you've been told all your life to do it, but it's really just because people wanted to play the algorithm,
Yeah.
and you helped them.
Guys, if you feel like you've been manipulated, leave a comment down below.
Oh man, God, my whole life is a lie. I never questioned why I was doing these things until these two power washers opened my eyes.
Man, that's actually kind of insane. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy I grew up in the age of, it was like the borderline, right? I think you were a little before me, but like I hit the point where it was like everything was just starting. Like when I was in my early 20s, late teens, like social media was just starting.
Right.
So like I'd already made it out of my like youthful years not having to worry about that, but I would not want social media as a kid.
No, it's gotta.
Or at
I
any
think
point.
it's gotta be tough, right? Like if you're like going to school now, like I like my son is 10,
Right.
and a lot of his friends are now going to school with phones and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they watch TikTok and YouTube and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess you can comment on TikTok stuff. I don't really use TikTok very often, but
I just
certainly
started.
can on YouTube.
I just started because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun and do dumb stuff. So I did. It's actually pretty
Yeah.
fun. I don't feel a need to. I actually don't like watching TikToks. I like making them. You know, does
I
that
mean,
make
I've
sense?
seen enough just because,
Yeah.
they get posted around. Like, there's some pretty funny ones or whatever. But
Yeah. I don't like. At first I had the old man thing of like, TikTok, and then I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'll try to learn it. And there's obviously still gonna be the people like, but I was like, all right, and it's been all right. I've enjoyed it. It's perfect for my non-content style of just like 15 seconds of something dumb.
yeah,
So I like that. But
I feel
yeah.
like that's what a lot of it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
most of what I've seen is just that, just
Yeah.
15 seconds of something, either kind of interesting or like, spectacular. Like somebody
Yeah.
does something incredible, or just something really dumb.
Yeah, I think
That's
the
funny
problem
enough to.
is, like you said, there's like 10-year-olds using it, so they're just like, "Hey, it's me, 10-year-old on TikTok," and then you're like,
It's
"What
me.
shit is this?"
Timmy, get off of this TikTok right now.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch that.
like I couldn't imagine being like, I already go back. I would read my like old forum posts when I was like 12, and I'm like, dude, what the shit was my brain doing?
I know. Imagine you could like travel back in time and have a word with your 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to yourself as a 12-year-old if you could do that?
Oh, I would just say keep doing what you're doing. It's gonna work out.
Don't change a goddamn thing, buddy.
The
You
teachers,
got this.
the teachers might say, "Oh, try harder. You're failing. You're a loser. Apply yourself." But don't listen. Just keep going.
Don't listen
It's
to
gonna work out.
Oh man, yeah. I think I'd probably just say the same, yeah.
By the way, it really did work out because when we got into this, it was like nobody had phones. Like nobody knew how to make videos or live
Yeah.
stream or anything, and it was just like you're just the small amount of people that had to know how to do it.
And you could even kind of put copyright stuff onto YouTube. Back then.
Yeah,
Like
kinda
they didn't really have a system for flagging it or anything,
yeah.
right?
It was the Wild West.
It really was, yeah. I mean, even Twitch a couple of years ago, like with
Yeah.
before all the DMCA stuff, man, you could just listen to anything. You just do whatever, right? It's changed
Yeah.
a lot.
It's Twitch had become the new YouTube, and now Twitch has become YouTube. But now I think
Yeah.
YouTube has actually gotten a little better.
I think it has, yeah. I don't know, like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, at one point with YouTube and Twitch, it was just clear, like, that you could kind of just do Twitch instead if you wanted
Yeah.
to, and it was like a pretty good move. But I don't know what that is now, like if you decided that you didn't want to necessarily do Twitch anymore and you wanted to do something else, like
Yeah.
I like to think that maybe I was savvy enough to know, but I think it was just super obvious
Yeah.
looking back,
Yeah, it was like back then, I had a feeling everything was gonna get really big, and obviously, like, oh, the kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna start doing it, which is what happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always think back to what TB said. because people are like, oh, I want to be a streamer. I want to be. It's like you got to do everything. Like you can't just
Yeah, you
do
do.
one.
Yeah, you kind of do have to. Like if I look at it like in a month, like what I make money from, like I do Twitch stuff. I still do YouTube stuff, even though I don't actually edit anything or do anything for YouTube, and then podcast stuff as well. Like, and it's surprising because I I just think I'm just streaming or whatever, but I guess I am doing more.
Yeah, I remember TB. He was just like, if you don't have 5 sources of income, you're doing it wrong.
He's right though. I mean, you got to diversify a little bit, right? You don't want to you don't want to just be relying on one thing. It's good to spread it out a bit for sure.
Yeah, and I would say that out of all the things to grow on, like Twitch is the worst.
Yeah,
because
everybody's
gonna
super
watch.
Saturated now, right?
Yeah, it's oversaturated. It's hard to be discovered. It's because people are like, oh, I'm streaming, but nobody's discovering me. It's like, well, they're gonna watch people they want to watch because it's like the comfort of it, right? Are you gonna watch somebody you have watched for years? They have a good microphone. They know what they're doing. Or are you gonna go like be like, I'm gonna find some new streamers, and you click on one and it's just like,
it's a weird thing, isn't it? Like if you're browsing like a game category on Twitch, you'll tend to just click on whoever's got the most viewers, right? Like almost
or
like
at least a top 5 or something.
Yeah, like almost like you trust it, and it's not necessarily that you'll stick with that, but you more often than not will click it at least, right?
Yeah, and I think it's because you see other people watching those people, so you're like, oh, they must be good, right?
Yeah,
like, they must be entertaining. And I think it's also a time thing. Like you only have a limited amount of time, so when you do that, you're saying, oh, I don't want to spend time trying to find somebody in this like sea of people. So I know these top people are probably good. I'll just pick one of those.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Do you watch much Twitch? Like, do you watch any Twitch?
I watched a couple streams, but not many. I'll hop in my friends' streams and be like, hey, and then there's like maybe like 5 other streams I'll watch occasionally.
Yeah, my Twitch habits are usually down to whatever game I'm playing.
Yeah,
so
that
like,
too.
If I started playing Teamfight Tactics.
Right, love me some PFT. Yep.
And I love and hate it. As like like it is like a very I like auto battlers for sure, but I do find them frustrating at times as well. I think I'm good for a round or two, and then I really start to just be like, oh, that's bullshit. How did he get all these units that I needed and stuff? It is a lot of RNG. But so like I'll tend to just watch people playing the games that I'm playing, you know what I mean? Or at least have them on in the background while I'm playing the same game. Yeah. Which for some games is great, and for other games not so much. I find like TFT, no offense to TFT streamers, but a lot of them are just really, really young, like younger than I'm used to watching, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So the kind of music that they listen to doesn't really work too well for me. Like just like the way that they sort of say stuff or whatever. It's like it's too energetic, like
I feel it. Yeah, I hate that energy.
I do too. Like I'm just looking for really dopey, sleepy, quiet streamers. So if you can recommend any, I'll watch them, especially if they're playing the games I'm playing.
I think a lot of those are just older because you just get less energy the older you get,
Oh, for sure.
And not only that, but it's like you said, it's like the first day on the job. You're feeling good. You're like, what's up, gamers? And then after a while, you're just like, whatever. Yeah. It's like with my WoW leveling series. I did a WoW leveling series like 8 or 9 years ago. And I went back and listened to my first episode, and I'm like, hello, everyone. It's me, Crendor, and we're going to be leveling in WoW. And then I went to, like, episode 200, and I'm like, hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome back.
Hi guys. I'm still here.
Yep. My organs are getting removed.
I got my gallbladder out.
Yeah, so it's
Certain foods don't agree with me now, but I'm still trying my
yeah.
best to level.
That's the thing, right? Like all those kids, they're gonna get older, and then they're gonna want to find somebody they can relate to. Like, God, all these health issues. Like, I gotta find a
Yeah.
streamer I relate to. Boom, we've hit it.
I gotta find. We should start like you know how you can get like streaming squads and stuff on
Oh, yeah.
Twitch. Like I'm part of like a couple because I'm in a network, but also I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Twitch ambassador as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
I got the best deal for that because part of me becoming a Twitch ambassador was I had to be a Twitch ambassador at TwitchCon EU Amsterdam, the very first one.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you remember, was canceled because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
So I was made an ambassador and I never had to do anything for it.
That's pretty great.
I didn't need to go anywhere. Like, everything was canceled. Not bad, eh?
Yeah, that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. But no, I was going to say we should start a group of, people that have had their gallbladders removed. Because, like you said, as people get older and also need to have their gallbladders removed, they may seek out other streamers that have had similar experiences, you know?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
The gallbladderless group.
It's just a safe place for guys without their gallbladders to chat about it, you know?
Yeah. Hey, or
They have
or just the like sleepy old man network. It's like sleepy time. Just
Sleepy time.
low
sleepy old
energy.
man content. Low energy. Not at all high octane. Very low octane. Yeah.
It's like,
No, I
guys,
think that'd
been streaming for about an hour and a half. I gotta get going. My back hurts. My neck hurts to sit. So, great
I'm
stuff.
very uncomfortable. My bladder is the size of a walnut as well.
Yeah, hemorrhoids.
I got really bad hemorrhoids. I'm sitting on a block of solid concrete right now. It's not helping.
Yeah, so thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back some other time. Bye.
That's the thing.
I
like
think
when,
that's perfect. I would watch that.
Yeah, we gotta make that group.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was talking with Jesse with, because we do our podcast, and he was like, dude, I just want to do podcasts. Like, his goal in life is to just be a podcaster and then retire.
Oh, yeah. It's the dream, though, right?
Yeah. It's the
You
easiest
just
thing.
sit around chatting to people. It's the best.
Yeah, you just show
you're
up.
just doing it all the time anyway. Like, I do a podcast once a week with Lewis and Pyrian Flax.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because like our friendship is based on games. Like we've gamed together, so it's comfortable for me to be gaming while I'm talking to them, right? Because that's how I'm used to talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes while we're podcasting, I'm just playing a game in the background, you know, like half listening to what they're saying. There's a lot of repetition on the podcast, but you know what I mean. I think it's fine. It's natural, right? Like
you're just doing what you know.
Myself that's it. Yeah, just doing what makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah, then people like, it's just Sips.
Yeah, he's comfortable. I respect that. I'm going to subscribe and I'm going to watch some more of this.
Some people might think you're like getting old, you got Alzheimer's or something, but really you're just gaming.
I'm just gaming.
Yeah. I
love gaming. I got some old man news for you.
All right.
This past week, we had our boiler replaced in our house.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, which has meant that for a couple of days we did not have any hot water in our house.
Oh, so you call it the boiler? We call it the water heater.
Yeah, ours is like it heats up the water in our tank, but is also our central heating as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because all the radiators use the same water.
Oh,
heating.
I see.
Yeah. So I mean, we had it done in the summer on purpose because you know, in the winter not having heating, especially with kids, is not the best.
Yep.
But it's pretty rough. Like they did a good job. It's interesting. Like it's not like they've done a good job. Like it's really good. But man, it's the upheaval. You know, like I couldn't do like much gaming. You know, it was tough.
Oh yeah.
Because the house is just such a mess. Like had to look after the kids much more than I normally would.
Oh yeah.
You know, all these like work people coming in and out all the time, and oh man, I don't know.
How long did it take?
4 days.
Oh my god, I didn't think it'd take
Four
that long.
solid days. But listen to this. When they first arranged for it to be done, they were like, "Yeah, it's gonna take 4 days. So we're gonna book you in to start on a Thursday. So they'll do Thursday, Friday, and then they won't come in on the weekend, and then they'll finish up on the Tuesday." So it would have been 6 days. I was like, "Come on, that's crazy. I can't do
Yeah.
that. Like, can you start earlier in the week and just finish in the same week so that we're not?" And they're like, "Oh, I guess so." Like, what kind of what
Yeah.
kind of system is this? Like, surely nobody goes for that. Like,
Yeah.
they just try it. I don't know. Like, maybe they just have some weird gap in the scheduling or something. I don't know.
It's
but
gotta be. It's like it makes the most logical sense to just do it on Monday or Tuesday and then
yeah,
get it
right.
done.
4 days. They started Tuesday. They finished today. So it was like it was fine. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a relief when they go. But I don't know. It's weird. Like when you have people in working on your house because you can't live like you normally would, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, normally I would just like, you know, make tea or coffee in the day or whatever, but I never do when I have like people working in the house because I don't want to like serve them tea and coffee. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't want them to get the wrong idea. Like,
Right.
so it's like 4 days of not really having any coffee or tea either, which is kind of rough.
Well, I mean, here, we had a guy come repair some like drywall because it was like cracking. So they have to
Right.
like check to make sure it's like, oh, there's no water damage causing it or whatever. So this guy came. He was a cool guy, and he's just like, all right, yeah, I'll fix it. He did it in like 2 days. They had 1 day, and then he had to come back and paint where the wall
Right.
was. But I mean, I made coffee when he was
For
here.
him too?
No, I didn't make any for him.
Oh,
See,
okay.
the thing is, I'm like, if he's like, hey, can I have some coffee? I'd be like, yeah. Like, if he wants some, I'd make him some. But he didn't ask. He was just doing his
Yeah.
thing, and I paid him to be there. So
And you could have done that thing too. I mean, I don't have the balls to do this, but like, you know, if you said, "Oh, can I have some coffee?" you could have been like, "Yeah, there's a Starbucks like,
oh yeah, I
you
wouldn't do
know,
that.
like 15-minute drive away or whatever." Some people do though, right? Like,
Yeah, that's definitely like a super boomer thing probably to do. It's
I
like,
could never
"Yeah."
say that to somebody. I never would. Like even I don't even really like work people using like my bathroom.
Yeah,
But like at the same time, if they asked me, I would just say yeah. You know,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be. I would be annoyed about it. You know, like
yeah,
the
like the,
person biking down
the
the road.
biker. Yeah,
I wouldn't mention it, but to them. But like,
Yeah.
you know, I would just say yeah, sure.
yeah. No, I feel that. My thing is like, there's the way I see it, there's probably plenty of people they work with that are really annoying and hard to deal with. And the
Yeah.
fact that they just show up and I'm just like, yeah, do you want? Oh, you need, okay, you got it. Yeah, you need that. I'll go get it. All right, cool. Don't bother them. They're probably like, this is great. You know, it's like when
Yeah.
you get an Uber and they don't talk. They just do what they got to do. And you're like, oh, awesome.
Oh man, that's the dream, eh? Like
Yeah. Have you any
into
crazy
an
Uber
Uber.
stories?
I don't know because where I live, we just don't have them. Like it's a small place, right? So
Oh,
my experiences with Ubers are often like if we're away on a trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Like not even with my family. I mean, like just
Mhm.
like through, you know, like work or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like if we ever go to like the States or whatever.
Mhm.
But most of the Ubers we've taken have been fine. But I'm normally with a big group of people, so there's not really,
Oh yeah.
you know, it's never like a one-on-one, which is I think probably where the most awkward Uber stories come from, right?
I'd say so, but all of mine are also from traveling, and I've had some interesting ones.
Okay, hit me. I'm ready.
So actually, there was a couple going to the airport. Because obviously we Uber to the airport, because we don't want to drive there and park there and whatever.
No, yeah, of course.
So this one lady was just trying to like sell us into her pyramid scheme.
What, the driver?
Yes. So she was just like,
Come
"Oh yeah,
on.
I know like these like health pills. They're really good. You might think it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy." And I was like, "Oh yeah," haha. And I was like, "No, it's crazy."
I mean, if she has to give you the disclaimer,
Yeah.
I promise you it's not crazy. All right.
Yeah, it's already suspicious.
Yeah, yeah, straight away.
Yeah, so she just tried to do that. She gave us like this pamphlet, and I just threw it away right when we got into the airport. She couldn't see me throw it away. She like
No.
drove off. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I just, throw it out. It was a pyramid scheme.
Imagine you're just sitting on the plane. You're just about to put your headphones on. She just appears. She's like, "What's this? I found this in the garbage can at the at the gate."
You're like, oh, I must have misplaced it.
Just like constantly backpedaling, like, "Oh, how did this happen?"
Speaking of a person on a plane. Well, actually, I'll get into after a couple more Uber stories. So this guy in San Antonio for PAX South, we get in, we're like, oh yeah, we're going to, I don't even remember where we were going. It was like the zoo or something. These people were going to the zoo, and he's just like, yeah, I remember when my family loved me. I was like, oh. Then he's like, yeah, my wife doesn't let me see my daughter anymore.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh, are we at the zoo yet, or? No? Okay. And he's just like ranting, like, oh yeah, my wife, my ex-wife. You know how that goes. I'm like, yeah.
That's just too much sharing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who the hell is he gonna talk to about that kind of stuff anyway, right?
That's why he's driving. It's free audience.
Yeah. Because not even a friend really wants to hear about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Right?
There's like, Jim, not again. I don't care about your life.
Yeah.
But
it's just a therapist, or like you said, like basically a hostage.
Yeah, you have to be there.
You have to be in that car. You paid for it. You're going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy's just going to inform you of all his woes.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's another guy. Is in Los Angeles on the way to LAX, and he's just talking about how much he hated LA. He hates Skylers. He's like, everybody here is named Skyler. I hate Skylers. And I was like, oh, he's like, they're just surfing. That's all they do. They surf, and they're like, what's up, man? I hate it. And then he's from Canada, and he has a hockey league. And he's like, if you ever want to talk about my hockey league, I was like, sure thing, man.
Come on.
Yep, that was.
Skylers. Isn't Skyler like typically a girl's name, or does it not matter?
I don't know. He was dead set on Skylers and LA are surfers, and they're just surf bros.
Just hated Skylers.
He just hated Skylers. Then the big one, this was on the plane. We were on the plane home from California. I don't remember what. It was either BlizzCon or Disney or something like that. And this dude just sits next to us. So my wife was on one side, I was in the middle, and he's next to me. And he just goes, where are you flying? And I'm like, back home. And he's like, oh, you from there? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I used to live there. I'm going to visit my family. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I swear to God, I kid you not, he goes, yeah, I used to deal coke.
Come on. What was this guy thinking?
I don't know if he was. He's like, yeah, I used to deal coke, but I don't anymore. I found God.
Oh, my God, man.
So I learned, I mean, listen, it was like the start of the flight. I was like, I might as well listen to this guy.
Yeah.
So,
how long was the flight?
3 hours.
Oh, God, that's a long time.
Yeah, so he just talked about how he used to have in LA, he used to have like a car wash or car detail place, and that's where he would do his drug deals, but he would also do car stuff. And then he found God, he met his family, some other stuff, I don't remember. I just started zoning out at that point, and then it's like, oh, that's cool.
Man.
Yep.
That's too much. Like, again, you wouldn't even really put up with that from a friend, right? Like,
yeah.
Like that much chatting about just them, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like why people feel that. I guess they're just kind of lonely or whatever, right? There's for sure a psychology behind it, but.
I mean,
I can't imagine ever doing that. I would never do that.
At the gym in the winter, I'll go in the sauna because it's hot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, and then I walk outside and it's cold, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I was just, and I'd usually go in like an hour before the gym's gonna close because I'm like, oh, nobody's here. You know, it's great. But one time, there's two people in there, and I was like, all right, whatever. And this one old bald dude is just like sitting in there. He's got his towel on, and he's just like laying on the bench, like full on, like sleeping on the bench.
Right.
And then the other dude's just listening on his AirPods or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just sitting there.
In the sauna?
Yeah, in the sauna. He's got his AirPods in.
Wow.
And then the dude just like, he's getting ready to leave. He takes his AirPods out. And the guy that's laying down, the old bald dude's like, so, what do you do? And the guy's like, what? And he's like, yeah, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I work, like, computers, like, IT at the hospital. And he's like, oh, no way. And then he's like, yep, anyway. And then he just leaves. And then he turns to me, and he's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I make YouTube videos. And he's like, no shit. No way, no shit, man. How do you do that? And I was like, I should have not told him that. I should have been like, oh yeah, I work IT at the hospital as well.
Oh man.
But he's like, yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I do all that. And he's like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And then he talked about how he sells batteries for cars and how he's going to get fired and how he yells at his boss. And then COVID hit, and I never saw him again.
Man,
Partially
oh, man.
because the gym, the gym was closed for a while, and then it reopened. But he said he was like gonna go back to California. So either COVID got him, or he moved back to California, or he
Man.
stopped going to the gym. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it could be anything, right?
Yeah,
like,
be
how
anything.
long was it? It would have been almost 2 years that it was closed for, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, it was closed for 6 months, 5-6 months, and then reopened. But like that was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I haven't seen him since. So.
man, just imagine, like, what the hell is that guy doing now, right?
Yeah. See, you just like to wonder.
He's probably just sitting in. He probably is in LA. He's just sitting in a sauna somewhere,
He
asking
probably is.
people what they do. Like, that's his big opener every time.
It's got to be.
What do you do?
Oh, what do you do?
Oh. Hey, so like, when people ask you what you do you often tell them that you do YouTube stuff, or do you have like a more stock answer for people when you don't feel like telling them that you do that?
I usually say YouTube, but I really need a stock answer. Jesse
Yeah, what
has.
I say is, I do content production.
That's a good one.
Because it doesn't really mean anything either, right? So
Yeah.
like, if somebody asks you, you're like, oh yeah, I just do like content production for a company in the UK, and they're like, oh, what, like videos and stuff? And they're like, yeah, you know, like corporate videos or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just leave me alone. They're just like, oh yeah, that sounds really fucking dull. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That is perfect.
It's
I
it's
mean-
like such a good stock answer, right? Sometimes, very occasionally, somebody will pry a bit. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Like, what company or whatever?" And then
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just be like, "Oh, it's like a YouTube company or whatever," and then they'll just be like, "Wow,
Like Call of
still
Duty,
FIFA, yeah, like Candy Crush. Have you ever played Candy Crush before?"
Yeah, it's. I think Jesse said since he's in LA, you get that a lot. Like, what do you do? And he's always like, I work for a company with videos and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, I work on movies. And they're like, what movie? And he goes, Paul Blart Mall Cop. And they said instantly, they're like, oh, and they just stopped talking.
That is so good.
That's really good.
It really disarms people. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about Paul Blart Mall Cop.
No, not at all.
No.
So yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, the problem's then then people look you up. Then they're just like, oh, you make the videos? Like, I want to make videos. Can you help me out? And you're like, no, no.
Yeah, you do. Very occasionally you get that, right? You
Yeah.
get somebody who's interested in starting up or whatever, but like, I don't know how you help somebody start up, you know? Like,
It's.
I mean,
yeah. There's so much that goes into it. It's that common question of like, how do I start YouTube or Twitch or whatever? It's like it's not just like, oh, I'll just do it and then overnight, wow, I'm it's my full-time job.
I'm raking it in. I quit my job at the box factory. I never need to go to that dump again.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like I was saying earlier. Like I think Twitch is the hardest one to grow on
Yeah, I
because
think so
obviously the discoverability. YouTube's probably the best because you can just make a video of like, why do cats meow? And then everyone's like, why do cats meow? And then people watch your video.
Yeah, interesting. I
Yeah.
guess there's other platforms too though now, like Instagram. You can actually get really big on and make money off of. But
Yeah.
I feel like I could never do that. Like Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
like it would be impossible, right? I think you got to be kind of like good looking and stuff too, right? For
Yeah. I'll post on Instagram like once a month. That's like it. It's like, hey guys, here's me outside. All right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I made an Instagram account just to post pictures of my shorts on the washing line outside with bird shit on them.
Man, that's
Like
that's
other
pretty good.
parts of my house that have been shit on by birds.
That's gotta be
I
a
posted
lot.
like 5 pictures, you know, like they did reasonably well, I think,
Mhm.
considering. But like, I mean, I could probably post a new picture every day of like a bird either shitting on my house or my car or my shorts hanging up on the washing line. But I don't know. It's just like it's effort, you know?
Yeah. No,
I
I
gotta
feel
get
that.
out there. I gotta take the picture. Like, oh man.
People,
There's
yeah,
some
they
really
go
nasty
crazy
ones.
with those Instagram ones. Like they're like, oh, I traveled the world taking pictures. Like the amount of people I see, they're like, here I am, like out on my yacht in like Mexico, sailing around with a like margarita in my hand. And you're like, oh, okay. And then like 2 days later, they're like, oh, I'm in Korea now, eating at this like Michelin star restaurant. You're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know.
Not me. I'm still at home. There's bird shit everywhere here.
Yeah, that's why when I see that, I'm like, this has got to be fake. Like, I don't believe it.
Nobody
There's
can be
something
having
going
that
on.
much fun, right?
Oh yeah, and even if they are doing all those things, I bet they're stressed out doing them. Like they got to keep up. It's like keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, they gotta be.
Yeah,
There's got to be some responsibility in there, right? Like,
yeah.
they can't just be having that much fun.
And you got to run out of stuff eventually. Like there's only so many times you can go to the beaches. You know, it's like I'm at the beach again, and people are like, all right, unless it's like some girl like, hey, I'm in a bikini on the beach, then some weird guys are like, oh yeah, I love this one. I always get that. That's always the weirdest thing when the guys in the comments are just like, ah, you're so beautiful. I would like to contact you in DMs.
Do you think they ever get to the point where they're just like, they've done it so many times, they're just like, I'm just on my stupid fucking yacht in Mexico again.
It's
I'm
gotta
so
be.
bored. I
It's
ran
like-
out of Nintendo games on this thing. I forgot to bring my PlayStation 5. You know, like, yeah, do you ever think like they get to the point where they can even be slightly negative about like things that they're doing? Or,
I think
you know,
so.
like, I don't know though. Like they seem to just have like an infinity well of energy and optimism, you know?
I mean, only in the public eye.
True, yeah.
I think you turn it off. You turn off the public eye. You get a deep dive into it. They're stressed out. Their anxieties through the roof. They're just like, I gotta keep doing this, or I'm gonna lose my following. This is my career. Like,
Yeah, I gotta rent that yacht again, and it might not be available for my shooting slot and
Yeah.
stuff.
And then other people start doing it. You got to compete with them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess it can get pretty stressful, right?
Yeah. So like that's not for me.
No,
But
no, me neither.
That's why
I
at
mean,
least
I don't even have a gallbladder. Like, I gotta be careful.
yeah,
I don't wanna get
gotta
too
be
stressed
careful
out,
out
you know?
there.
Yeah.
It's that's why at least with what we do, we just kind of do whatever.
Yeah, it is pretty chill. Like, there's a surprising like amount of work that can go into it, but overall, I'd say it's pretty chill.
Yeah. Especially
I like it.
yeah, I like it too. Especially compared with like other. It's like you said with the people are good at games. You know, like you gotta pick
yeah.
one game and you gotta get good at it, and then what if you get
And
bad
then
at
you
that
just
game?
have to keep being really good at it too.
Yeah.
right?
Or what if you get tired of the game? right?
Oh, I get tired of games all the time.
Oh yeah, except
I
Power
could never
Wash.
just stick to one game. Like I like to change it up, you know. Like I like to try
Yeah,
new games.
I do too.
Yeah, I think it's better. I think variety, like they say, you know, variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, even
Probably a
like
better saying than there's a thousand ways to skin a cat.
yeah, that's definitely a better saying.
Yeah.
But I agree. Variety is like, even if I play something like League for a while, for like a month straight, I'll still hit the point of like, all right, I'm done with this.
Oh man, yeah, MOBAs for sure have that effect on me. Like
Yeah.
I play them. I enjoy them enough. I go through these like phases where I'm just like I just want to play something with a ladder, you know, like a
Yeah.
competitive ladder. I like a competitive game from time to time, but
Hmm.
I get sick of them very fast.
Yeah, I agree. Especially because I'm not great. Like, I
Yeah.
consider myself slightly above average at like
Yeah.
those games. Like in League, I can get to like high gold, low plat, and I'm like, you know what? If I hit low plat, I'm good. That's where I belong.
Is there like seasons in League? Like
Yeah.
you have to
Every
re-rank every once in a while?
Yeah, usually it's every like 6 months to a year.
Okay.
So
So what, you'll just like you'll hit like a goal and you'll just be like, yeah, I'm done. And I'll just
yeah,
come back for the next one sort of thing.
yeah. So usually my goal for a while was just hit plat because I'm like, I know I'm a plat player, and I hit it, and I'm like, all right, great. So now I can just hit gold every other season,
Nice.
and I'm good to go. That's what I do, and I only play Heimerdinger,
Nice.
top tier
What about
champion.
what about Teemo?
Oh, and Teemo. Yep, I did.
Oh
I do
man,
play Teemo.
I was playing a little bit of League recently with JP,
Oh yeah, JP gets
and
very mad.
yes, but he was all right when I played with him. He's very enjoyable to play a MOBA with. He wasn't
Hmm.
getting like too mad or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was playing Teemo exclusively, and I don't know if the rest of my team appreciated it, but JP seemed to appreciate it.
Yeah,
He
I
got a
think.
couple of just random mushroom kills, which is kind of nice.
Hmm.
Like, he's got some nice zone control and stuff. Like, it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, Teemo's great. I love Teemo.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of Teemo games, like more than I can even count.
More than maybe is healthy for you mentally.
Yes. Like out of all, I think my mastery champions, my like top mastery champions are Teemo, Heimerdinger, Amumu. I think Yorick's up there.
Amumu's the
The,
little mummy, right?
yeah, he's a little mummy. He's pretty good. I think Cassidon's up there. I like all the wonky kind of monster or Yordle champions that are just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I hate all the anime champions like Yasuo, the Yones. Uh,
Yeah.
just, I just hate him.
Yasuo is pretty good in team fight tactics, right?
He is pretty
Isn't he?
good.
Isn't
He's
he
kind
like
of
a
just good in
legendary?
everything.
Right.
He's just annoying.
I don't play enough League of Legends to appreciate who anyone is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a disadvantage for me if I play teamfight tactics because, you know, like when the item carousel is going, sometimes
Right.
you're just like, there's not an item that you need, and you just think, I'll just grab an upgrade. But like,
Right.
I don't know who any of the heroes are. I'm just like, who's this?
That is part of an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Again, a little bit better though.
yeah, it's like any MOBA. It takes time
Yeah.
to learn everything. That's why I only play League. I don't have time to just learn another MOBA.
I think like I've played more Dota. Dota's probably my MOBA.
Right.
But I tend to only really play it around the international, you know, like the big
Oh
tournament.
yeah. Mhm.
Because it's I don't know, like I like watching it, and then it reignites my desire to play the game.
Yeah. No, I feel
But only
that.
for like a month or so after,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Usually I
feel
burn out and I'm just ready to gravitate back towards like
having fun.
power washer and yeah, having fun, yeah, enjoying myself and my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
Not
like
crying
when
myself to sleep every night.
when I was playing League trying to get the plat, like I was like grinding my teeth, my blood pressure was going up. I was just like, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah, all this for League of Legends. It's
Yeah.
like a game that came out in 2007. Not that it matters, but
Yeah. No,
you know what
I
I mean?
started
Like,
I think I started playing League in 2009.
I think it actually came out in 2009.
Yeah.
I might have been exaggerating a bit there. On
It
the
was
2007.
in beta in 2008, I think, and it came out in 2009.
Yeah,
So it's been a long time of just
it's been a
fun and
long
exciting.
time. Yeah.
The one thing I
The
like with
last
League is you can surrender.
Yes. Do you know what? I think they've just added surrendering to Dota. I
Oh,
think you
did
can
they?
actually do it now, yeah. But
Oh,
for the longest time, you have not been able to. I mean, Dota came out in like 2011.
yeah,
So it's like over a decade of not being able to surrender, which
yeah.
is a long time. Man, and
It's
some of the games really drag on too.
oh yeah,
Like you can really have these slugfests that last way over an hour, and you're just locked into it. You know?
yeah.
You can't-
And then there's the people
Right.
like we could still win. You know, don't add surrender. It's gonna encourage people to just give up. I'm like, I don't care. I'd rather
Yeah,
just
yeah.
lose and move on.
Yeah. Like you get to a point in a game where you're just like, you know what? I've learned everything I can from the mistakes I've made in this game, and it's just time for a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's healthy too. You know,
I think it's healthy too. Yeah.
I
Sometimes
don't want to be
just-
stuck in a miserable game that was lost like 10 minutes in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't need to stick around for this.
And even if you do come back and win, you're just emotionally and physically drained.
Yeah.
It's like you played 5 games.
Maybe that's the point that some of these taxi drivers get to when they start, you know, telling you about their lives and stuff.
It's
Maybe they
possible.
just had a monster session of Dota where they weren't able to surrender and stuff, and that's their outlet. They're just like they have to tell you their passenger about their life and stuff. You know.
It could be. I mean, I would understand if that's the case. I
Poor guys. Poor brave troopers.
The thing is, everybody gets insulted in those games, right?
Yeah.
So I started coming up with my own kind of unique insults,
Right.
and I would tell people like, this guy takes 15 items or he takes 30 items into the 15 item or less lane, and things like that. And so they would already just be like, what? Or some people would get confused, like, what's that mean? I'm like, oh, now we know that it's like a 15-year-old, right? They probably have their mommy buy some things,
Yeah.
you know.
You can separate out people. You can compartmentalize them better.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, obviously, if you're older, you know the feeling. That guy in front of you, he's taking 30 items in the 15 item or less lane. You're just like, oh my god, dude, come on.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, come on.
We live in a society. Come on.
Yeah, or there's some other ones like this guy pees at the urinal with his pants at his ankles.
What, like a kindergarten kid?
Yeah,
style.
like a kindergarten kid.
You got to pull your pants right down, your bare ass at the
Yeah.
urinal.
But then I started getting a little angrier with him. So I went Denny's. So I said, I hope your Denny's Grand Slam comes out a ground rule double. Then I would say, I hope your Denny's Grand Slam comes out cold. Then I said, I'm going to spit in your Denny's Grand Slam. Then I said,
Oh my god, they're
it
getting
kept
aggressive
evolving.
now.
Yeah, then I said, I'm going to spit in your wife's Denny's Grand Slam. Then I said, I'm going to spit in your waifu's Denny's Grand Slam. So I felt that hit harder for the League of Legends players.
I think that the last couple of ones were definitely harder hitters.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it's at till this day.
Those are good. I think that's a good way of approaching it. You know.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
Man, what is it with people that play? I want to say MOBAs, but most competitive games. The rage levels, like, don't get me wrong. I've gotten angry at these games
Right.
before. I've been very salty.
Hmm.
But never so much that I'm using like really racist language.
Oh, yeah.
Or hoping like disease
Gamer
and
words.
death upon my opponents and stuff. I
Right.
mean,
They get
you
mad.
can you really can take it too far, right?
Oh, yeah. And those are the people, like, when you see that, you already know they're, like, not somebody you'd ever want to meet in real life.
No, but you also know that your work is already done, right?
Oh, yeah. That's true.
You don't even need to partake anymore. They're already at the point you want to get them to.
Yeah, and they're probably
Right?
yelling at their teammates.
Yeah, oh yeah, God.
Going
And their
crazy.
teammates are probably like, oh, here he goes again.
Yep.
He's off. He's using racial slurs and
hmm
stuff. Like it's so bad.
I had one guy. He kept calling everyone dogs on the
Right.
team, and then he's like, "Jungler doesn't gank for me. What a dog." And then I was like, what?" And he was like, "Shut up, dog." And he just keep saying that.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know
it just
why.
made him feel a bit better. I don't know. I feel like
I did hear that in China they usually use that. Like they call people
yeah,
dogs.
I think in Asia that's seen as like quite an insulting thing
Yeah.
to say to somebody. Whereas in the West, it's insulting enough, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't really lose much sleep over it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just
No,
called you a
I
dog.
was still fine. So
Yeah.
it's it's just it's one of
What
those
do you
things.
think like what do you think in the West the worst thing somebody could say to you? It's probably something racist, right?
It probably is. There's plenty of probably very bad things someone could say.
Yeah.
Uh,
Racist or like wishing you to die from some disease or something is
oh yeah,
probably
or your family, or just
crossing the line. Yeah,
yeah.
your family or whatever.
Like I could never get that angry enough that I would have that happen. Like
No.
I can't even visualize it.
No, no. I mean, I don't even think I would think it though. You know, like
Yeah,
much less out loud say it.
that's
Like
why
it's just
I think it's just a form of like road rage. Like I think in the moment they've got that rage, but like I feel like if you actually talk to that person, they would be normal. Like they wouldn't. I wouldn't want to talk to them, but like I feel like they would calm down.
eventually, but
Yeah.
it's not your job to stick around for that
Oh
either,
yeah.
though,
No,
right? Like
not at all.
just let their therapist deal with it.
yeah.
Man, oh man. Oh, that's crazy though, isn't it?
Yeah. But that is one of the reasons I just wanted to. I don't like playing MOBAs or like you mute all when you get
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. That's a fairly common thing, I think.
Yeah.
Muting like your not only your teammates but the other team as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cuz sometimes
Plus,
the trash talking is a bit much too, right?
yeah, I think so. I think the worst one I had was some guy. We were streaming League, and then he like came into the stream chat, and he was like, "This stream sucks, almost as much as you in League of Legends." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man." And then he was
Sorry
like,
about
"Did
that.
I say that this stream sucks?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you did. That's cool." And then like after a while, he just left because I was just like, "What? Like I don't care. The game's over."
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's weird, like people who stream snipe. What about people who cheat in games as well?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've played much Escape from Tarkov.
I
I
haven't.
played I played a lot, especially recently because there's
Mm,
been like a wipe recently.
right.
There's quite a few cheaters in that game. Maybe not as many as like you would think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's enough to think that like most of your deaths are like pretty suspect. You know,
Yeah.
like it kind of happens enough. But like I feel like I get it in a way. It's a tough game. It's a really brutal game,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see people potentially wanting to cheat because it is such a tough game.
Yeah.
But then there's a component of it where it's like people are able to make real money off of cheating, right? Because like
Yeah.
they can sell services or sell items or money to people who are willing to like pay for it with real money, like
Yeah.
in the game or whatever.
Mm.
But I would not in a million years ever download a hack for a game and cheat in a game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's just not something I'd ever even be interested in doing. And I don't think I've ever met anybody who cheats in a game either. And I would kind of like to meet somebody who cheats in a game
Yeah.
because I want to see what makes them tick because it's such a weird thing, isn't it? Like
Is it like you're just so bad at the game and you just want to be good, so you decide
yeah,
like
you
I'm gonna
just
do
have
that?
to feel slightly better about yourself or something, but like even then you're never going to get like really good satisfaction, right?
Yeah. Unless I guess maybe you lie to yourself. You know.
Yeah. But even then, like I mean, surely you have to turn around and realize like I've only done these things because I was cheating.
Yeah. No, it's I agree with that. I guess there is people that do it, 'cause I mean it wouldn't be prevalent enough to be selling services and everything.
No, but then culturally, I think there's a cultural component to it as well. Because I think in China, I don't want to like misquote or spread any misinformation, but
Right.
apparently, culturally, there tends to be more hackers and cheaters in China because they just have this mentality that they want to win no matter what, right? And they
Oh yeah.
don't see cheating as like a bad thing to achieve that goal, right?
Yeah,
Like they
it's
just
just
want
like
to.
it's like I went through this process and I did this thing that the game technically let me do, right?
Yes. Or, everybody else is cheating and it's
Oh
just
yeah.
become part of the game for like me and the servers I play on. Like you just have
Right.
to cheat to compete sort of thing. But like
Yeah.
even that's kind of nuts too, right? Like
Yeah.
I just
It is
think it's
pretty
like it's
crazy.
just crazy. It's just like some bizarro world like to me. I don't get it. Like I don't get how anybody would go out of their way to do that. Like it's just I don't
Like
know.
even in school, like you kind of learn like to try and cheat on tests to do the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, oh,
But
you just copy the answers from your friend, and then there we go, we passed English 101.
English 101 in the bag, baby. Yeah, it's all done. Yeah, that's weird. It is weird. But I guess I don't know I don't know how League of Legends is for cheating. As I understand it, Valorant is pretty good for not having too many cheaters
Oh
because of
yeah,
their anti-cheat thing being, I don't know, not battle eye or something.
yeah. I've heard it's also bad for your computer, which is probably true.
Why?
But
Because it runs like at a really low level on your computer or something
I'm not sure actually. I
in the
just heard
kernel.
that it's possible. Yeah, the corn kernels.
It's every night it's corn on the cob for these guys. Like
It's
disgusting.
I I played Valorant a bit. I enjoyed it actually, and then I kind of just stopped. I was like,
Yeah. I tried it. I didn't like it, but I never really played much CS:GO or anything either.
yeah,
So I don't
uh,
know. Maybe I'd appreciate it more if I had played some more CS:GO and enjoyed it. I don't know. Like it
yeah,
seems very similar.
yeah. I played a decent amount of CS:GO, but not enough to where I was like, oh man, I love CS:GO. Like I would just, or even just old Counter Strike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like old Counter
I
Strike.
used to play really old Counter Strike. Like when I was in college and stuff, I used to play Counter Strike 1.6, I think it was. But before Source
Yeah,
came
that's what
out,
I played. 1.6.
Yeah,
That was a pretty
I
good one.
liked it. Yeah, I played it like quite a bit. I don't know if I really understood like any sort of like metagaming around it kind of
Right.
thing. So it was a bit of a different time too, right? Like you didn't have communities on the internet necessarily like feeding information to each other and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's kind of
Not
like what
like
it
now.
was with World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Because now everything's data mined. You have people being like, here's the proper way to build your talent tree. Like back when Classic WoW first came out, it was just like, I guess I do this because, I don't know. I think it's good. Like, you didn't really know anything.
Yeah. I've been meaning to ask you about WoW actually. Have you played Classic? Like did you get into
Oh, yeah.
vanilla TBC?
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed it a
guess
lot.
Wrath of the Lich King is going to be coming out fairly soon.
Yeah, I liked
Or
Classic the most.
yeah.
And then I'd say Burning Crusade, I played a bit for nostalgia. I mean, I played both for nostalgia, but Classic, I played for nostalgia, and then I kept playing because I was actually having fun. So I was like, oh, I like this a lot, actually. And then I played for a decent amount of time, and then I
Nice.
stopped. Burning Crusade, I played for like a few weeks, and then Wrath, I'll probably play again.
Yeah, Wrath was pretty. I mean, retail Wrath was nuts. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
such a good expansion.
Yeah. So that's why I
I
think a
haven't
lot of
gone back
people.
to play any of the classics. I didn't play Vanilla Classic, TBC. I probably won't play Wrath either. I think I'm kind of done with WoW, unfortunately. Like it's just I haven't really played. I didn't play Shadowlands at all.
Yeah, you didn't miss much for
Prob
Shadowlands.
I'm probably not gonna play the new expansion, which is that coming out pretty soon?
Yeah, this year.
Or, okay, so has it like gone into beta and stuff yet, or?
Yeah, I've been playing it. It's actually pretty fun.
Okay,
I'm enjoying it.
so you're looking forward to it coming out and everything?
Yeah, I'm excited because it's more fantasy based again.
Right. Okay.
That's more up my alley.
And well, like, how do you consume Warcraft now? Like, wait, if you play an expansion, what do? You level up, try a couple of raids or whatever, and
Yeah.
then
After that,
you
I
spend-
mount farm.
you just mount farm.
That's my thing. I love mount farming.
And do you still do like a lot of content around WoW and stuff too?
Yeah, I still do a decent amount. I do a thing called Pointless Top 10, where
Okay.
I just go around WoW, and I just find stuff. And so I'm like, oh, I really like these rocks. So it's like Pointless Top 10 rocks in World of Warcraft.
Nice.
Because it's like top 10 lists, but I call it pointless because they're like extremely pointless. You know how it's like, oh, these are actually some cool top 10 things. Like this is just like grass.
I found blades of grass that I'm now going to rank.
Yeah, which I actually did.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so
I think that's fine though. Like,
yeah,
why not?
because that's what I like the little things. I like the art in WoW, the design, like the zones. Like those are my favorite things. So I was like, I might as well do a video series on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's actually done really well over the
Oh,
years.
good.
I've done it for a long time. And now I've gotten a little less pointless. We still do like, I'll do like top 10 things in this zone or like top 10, like my favorite zone. Like I'll mix in some things that aren't as like, grass and
pointless.
rocks. But
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
love doing like all those things. But yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. That's cool.
Hey, it's fun. That's my big YouTube thing.
Nice. It's a weird one, like with WoW. Like oftentimes I'm like, man, I really want to play an MMO, and for me, like anytime I think of an MMO, WoW is just like such a
Staple.
staple, like a classic, right?
Yeah.
It sets such a high standard. Like maybe not so much recently, or like
Right.
like Shadowlands and stuff, but certainly some of the older expansions and stuff. I mean, undeniably, like it has been super popular, right?
Yeah.
And there's times where I think like, man, I would love to just go back and stuff, but I don't know. Like a lot of my really fun experiences with WoW are like with people that no longer play it.
Yeah. No, that
Guilds-
makes
guilds
sense.
that I was in and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
I think it's great that you still play it like the way that you play it. Like you can still enjoy it that
Yeah.
way. Like I think that's great.
Yeah, I have my fun way of playing. 'Cause people be like, "How's the new patch?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just farm mounts, man."
No, but it's a big thing though. Like that's always been like a big WoW thing, right? People
Yeah.
farming mounts and achievements and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Collecting pets.
yeah. Do you do like pet battles and stuff too?
I did for a bit. Honestly, I get a bunch of pets from farming mounts. So
Is that system still like updated and stuff, or is that just like the typical like
they add more
whatever
pets in,
expansion it came? Oh, okay.
but they don't really update the system per se.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, this playground's
battling.
taking a long ass time to clean.
I love the design that you've made with the dirt.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That's nice. It looks like claw marks or something.
Yeah, or like one of those like angry like emotes above someone's like head when they're really mad, Like ugh.
Well, we can finish this next time. It saves your progress, so
That's true, we could.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot left to do. Like, I'm up here where you power washed. I don't want to
Oh yeah.
judge or anything, but
It's got
you
some
left
work.
like some big barf stains and it looks like barnacles up here. I don't know how they got up here, but
Yeah, it's barnacled, it's moldy still. It's got some work.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's been an hour and a half. We can probably just keep going next time.
All right.
So yeah, let's do that. I'll leave my my little angry mark down here. But hey,
As a
good.
reminder.
Yeah,
A
as a
reminder how the previous session ended on a sour note.
Yeah, I hate power washing right now after power
God,
wash.
this is so much work.
But I mean, listen, give it a day, I'll be back power washing, no doubter.
Oh yeah, no, I know that's the thing. You feel like you it's like anything, right? Like you
Yeah.
have enough of it, but then after a day, your heart yearns for
Yeah,
more.
your brain resets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just wants more of that, more of that power hour, baby.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to check out Sips, he'll put his stuff in the description as per usual.
Thanks.
Hey, no
Thank you.
problem.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. And just imagine, like, you're just like, hey, this is thanks for watching. This is Sips. I can put his shit in the description, but I'm not going to.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can find it on your own.
Yeah.
That'd actually be funny. It's like in a collaboration. Everyone expects
Man,
it.
you can do it now though too, right? Like you've
That's
just given
true.
yourself a free ticket to do it. We laughed about it, so it's safe.
That's true. It is safe, but I'm still gonna do it. It's like it's the coffee thing, right? You like asked them for coffee, but I'm gonna like, no, you go get your own.
Yeah. There's a Starbucks 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and I don't know how to end things, so see ya.